Hello everyone, welcome to Real Tutor Online platform. We say thank you to all of our subscribers. If you are just joining us for the first time or you've not subscribed, kindly click on the subscription button so that you can get notification whenever we post new videos. Yeah, in two previous videos we've started variation and we established that there are four kinds of variation. We said there is a direct variation, there is indirect, which is also known as inverse variation, there is joint variation, there is partial variation. And we've done justice to direct, indirect, and then joint variation. Today we want to talk about partial variation, which is actually the concluding part of variation, of the topic variation. If you have not seen any of the videos, you can go back to go and check them so that you understand very well whatever we are talking about here. Partial variation is, I can say, it's one of the most applicable kind of variation because it is used mostly in business, it is used in telecommunication companies, it is used in electricity companies, electricity providing companies and all. And what they do is actually to fix a certain amount of money and also vary the other money with the number of things you buy or the number of units you use or whatsoever you have. For example, at electricity providing company, they fix an amount of money for you having light, there's an amount of money you pay, and also there's an amount of money that varies with the number of units that you use. Also in supermarkets, for the goods being in the supermarket, for you coming to get it there, there's an amount of money for the goods and there is an amount of money for the number of goods that you buy. Okay, so I have a very good question here that I want us to work with, obviously to explain partial variation. In partial variation, we used to have two constants. Direct, indirect, and joint variation, we used to have just one constant. But in partial variation, we used to have two constants. And this is because there is always a fixed amount of money and the other one varies. So there are two variations joined together in partial variation. That's why we say it is partially varying together. That is, it is kind of splitted into two. So the question says the charge for telephone calls T is partly constant and partly varies with the number n of units of call. What we have, we're going to just interpret whatever we have here. When you are talking about direct, indirect, or joint variation, we accept, we agree that the symbol of variation is just like this. And then when we want to change that symbol to equal to, we have to introduce a constant. But in partial variation, we change it to equal to directly by introducing the constant from the beginning of the question. So when you say that there are different things they are considering. They are considering the charge for telephone, which is T. They are considering the number of units, which is N. Also, we are considering a constant. So if you remember in the last video, I mentioned that there are times that they won't tell you the kind of variation they are working with. But the moment it just says A varies as B, you should know that it is direct variation. Because we can also have inverse variation inside partial variation. Okay, so when you see that the charge T, now this is the solution. The charge T, so the charge T is partly constant. Is partly constant. So you have the first constant. And in this place, you interpret your and as plus. Partly varies with the number n of units. Now they are silent about the kind of variation they are talking about. They are not saying whether it is direct, maybe it's partly varies directly or partly varies indirectly. So because of the silence, we go ahead to use direct variation, just like I said in the last video. So partly varies with the number of units. So for direct one, you have billion. Remember, if the question is a direct variation question, that you say that T varies directly as the number of units. Just like we have it. T varies with the number of units. All you need to do is to change this to equal to and introduce a constant. Okay, so that's the same thing with blind. That's how we have this Bn. So you have to report it that where A and B are constant. They are constant. Where A and B are constant. So we know that A is a constant, B is a constant. The things we are varying together is they are the charge, which is T, and the number of units, which is N. So we go ahead. They gave us that the bill for 420 units of core is 8.06 pound. So let's see the bill for 420 units of core. So the number of units is 420, while the bill is 8.06 pound. Okay, so all you need to do is to substitute these values into this equation. So if you substitute the first one, you have you have 8.06 from t is equal to a plus b into bracket 420. So you are going to be having 8.06 is equal to a plus 420b. So you can label this to be your first equation, equation 1. All we are doing is just we are trying to put the values we are given so that we can get the values for our constants. Don't forget I call them constant of proportionality. So we can get the values for our constants. Once we have the values for our constants, we can get the formula connecting t and n. Okay, so the second one, they said the cost for 200 units. Okay, let me do that here. The cost of 200 units is 4.10 pounds. 200 units, that's n. The cost is 4.10 pounds. So we can put it there again to our 4.10 is equal to a plus b into bracket 200. Okay, so that we can have 4.10 is equal to a plus 200. Okay, so to solve simultaneous equation, we have different methods. We have the substitution method, we have elimination method. We can also use graphical method. We have the use of inequality to solve this. But what I want us to use, I want us to use elimination method. And how do I want to eliminate? I want to eliminate a by subtracting an equation from the other. So when I say subtract, subtract equation 2 from equation 1. Subtracting equation 2 from equation 1, you'll be doing 8.06 minus 4.10, and that's going to give us um, 3.96. Yeah, 3.96 is equal to a minus a will be 0, while 420 minus 220 will be minus 200 will be 220b. Okay, it's going to be 220b. So you can find our p by saying 3.96 over 220. Yeah, which is going to be 0.018. Yeah, 0.018. To say because the first question says that obtain the charge per unit call. If you look at what we started with, this is the fixed price. Why this one is the charge per unit. So if you have 2 units, you will be multiplying 2 by this and then adding it to the fixed price. So this B represents the charge per unit, which is what they asked us to find. The first one, the charge per unit, charge per unit is equal to B, which is 0.018 pound, which can actually be approximated to be 0.02 pounds. So the second one, before we can get the formula, it said a formula for t, we need to find what the value of a is. So go back to from equation 2. From equation 2, we have 4.10 equals to a plus 200b. So all you need to do is just to substitute b into this place. We have 4.10 is equal to a plus 200 into bracket 0.018. So if you solve this very well, you have your a to be equal to 0.5. So we have a to be 0.5, we have b to be 0.1018. We can get what our t is. So if you just come back to this place, t is equal to a, which is 0.5, plus bn, which is 0.018n. So this is the formula for t. Don't forget I told us in the last video that this can be called formula, it can be called law, it can be called equation, it can be called relationship. So it's the formula that connects t and n, which is the formula for t. I hope you find this lesson informative. If yes, please click on the like button. Also watch out for our next videos. We still have a lot of amazing videos to send to post because mathematics is interesting. So I would like you to click on the subscription button so that you can get notification whenever we post these videos. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.